Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be doing a film review on The Dead Don't Die, which is an indie film. The cast consists of Selena Gomez, Bill Murray, Adam Driver, Tilda Swinton, Tom Waits, Karen Kane, Chloe Svingmai. It's quite a famous cast. This is a film that is a true celebration of indie film genre. So this might not be a film for everyone. This probably won't be the film for you if you like a fast or consistent speed of pace. This is quite a slow film. It starts pretty slow. That's the one thing I really didn't like, is that out of the nearly 2 hours that it spent 30 minutes, the very first 30 minutes, introducing characters, which I get, but it took a significant amount of time to get past just seeing Bill Murray and Adam Driver on the screen. They are the first two characters we meet, Cliff, which is Bill Murray, and Ronnie, who is Adam Driver's character, and we also meet Tom Waits' character, which is the homeless man slash spiritual person who lives in the forest, who we later find out is also the narrator. So the voice you can hear narrating things that's happening, particularly near the end of the film, that's Tom Waits' character, the homeless person. And particularly as things happen, so the ants kind of going crazy, the moon's starting to hang lower with like different colours. It's the Tom Waits character that is narrating that, telling you what's happening, and so that was an interesting dynamic. I really enjoyed that. I think Tom Waits played that really well, and he was able to sort of put himself into those situations and make you kind of feel them while also understanding that this was a movie. I also don't think you'll like this film if you don't like the idea of them playing off the fact that they are sort of playing characters who know that they're playing characters. So there's a number of hints, and really directly sort of near the end of the film, Pete Allen says, "Oh, I read the script." Bill Murray sort of reacts badly to that. So Adam Driver says, "Oh, I read the script," and Bill Murray says, "What? Jim gave you the full script? He only sent me our scenes," which I thought was quite funny, and it was very kind of hitting it like directly on the head. It was very to the point humor, and I guess that's the other thing. I think there were some jokes that could have been pulled out a little bit longer than they were, such as the knowing they were in a film, they were playing a part. I don't think that was kind of used to its full potential. Whereas on the other hand, when Bill Murray, Cliff's character, asks Mindy, who is played by Chloe Svingmai, don't know, I've never seen anything she's in, and she sort of shoos the three people, the crowd, away. I think that was played really well, and like was sort of dragged to its potential. Honestly, Chloe's character was very sort of straight-laced, a bit like she didn't know she was in a movie, like Bill and Adam's characters, which worked out great, but I also think in some senses she wasn't even needed. The character was sort of just a little dull. She was sort of dragged in a lot of places, and the only real thing we saw that was interesting was the dynamic between Mindy, Chloe's character, and Bill Murray's character, Cliff, where you sort of saw this father-daughter dynamic for maybe half a scene, which was great. Like, it was nice to sort of see. So that was their characters, and then you had Tilda Swinton's character, who was Zelda. Zelda was the Undertaker, the Undertaker, I guess. And she was very much into Buddhism, and she was into the samurai sword martial arts, and you got to see that pretty quick into the film. First time you see her, there's kind of a Buddha, and she's practicing techniques with the swords. She's not a very good beautician in the sense that they have her kind of putting a very bright, colourful makeup on the two bodies. But I think in some senses that was part of the film. It's that it was to kind of make you laugh. It was to take the pee a little, and it did. And she was Scottish in the film, so that automatically kind of made her odd. And the other thing I appreciated was the fact that she was sort of OCD, sort of autistic on the ADD spectrum, or the Asperger's syndrome spectrum, because she would sort of follow the path directly as it was made, and she really took in information. She knew really about everybody. I thought that was interesting, but I also think that sort of links into later on in the film when you sort of see this mystical aspect to her, where you see her sort of turn the computer on without really touching it, and then she sort of gets zapped up in the air because you've seen like a ship of some sort in the sky. So I mean, it's probably more to do with that aspect, but I did think that the correlation that you could link to those sort of things, normalizing OCD, ADD, autism, Asperger's, things like that, was really good, and it was a good way of putting it in there without necessarily saying anything, because you were able to draw your own conclusions on what you thought of the character Zelda. And there was a lot of film references, so they were playing off sort of the ideas of other films. And one particular scene that sticks out in my mind is when Adam Driver's character Ron gives the keys to Tilda Swinton's character Zelda to his his convertible smart car, and it has a Star Wars spaceship keyring on it, and she looks at him and says that Star Wars is good fiction. As I said, it's a great comedy. It's a very good, sad indie comedy, and none of it is supposed to scare you. It does have the traditional sort of tension of horror, but I wouldn't say it's scary really ever in the film. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna like this film if you like fast pace or you like really horror zombie films. This is not for you. But if you're kind of like zombies but you're not a huge zombie fan, the other thing I found really interesting about the film was the fact that the zombies were obsessed with what they were obsessed with in life. So one zombie had been obsessed with playing tennis, so she came back and all she wanted to do was play tennis, and there were just small comical moments throughout the whole thing. And the last thing really I have to say about it is Selena Gomez enters the film about 45 minutes into the film, and she enters with two of her friends, and they're supposed to come from Cleveland. They're sort of these hippies. They don't believe in zombies and things like that, and they're not in the film for very long. But I think if you're going in to see Selena Gomez, it will be interesting. I have to admit, I was quite intrigued to see her in this, and how it ended was a surprise for me, but also kind of funny and sad at the same time. It was sad to see her character, and it ended for a character, but it's how it ends for all the characters, so I'm pretty sure you can guess. As for kind of ratings for this film, I'm going to do it out of stars, so 5 stars, and I would probably give this a 4 out of 5. There were moments where it was very hit and miss. I think it would be a great film to have on in the background, or if you have a sleepover, or someone's having a bad day. I think it would be good for a giggle, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be everyone's cup of tea, and I think there were just sort of long moments in it that could have been better. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see my last film review, click up here. If you want to see my other videos from 2019, click up here. And don't forget to click the button over here to subscribe. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye!